Ever been curious why it can be impossible to buy a car at a dealership without being lied to? Well, here's an explanation in one short statement. As long as the car dealer's income is tied to telling a lie, the truth will never be known. There you have it, and the blame lies squarely on the shoulders of dealer owners out there who actually train their people to mislead you, and then put pressure on their managers to constantly get their numbers up, and often by all means. The products and fees that are forced on you by unscrupulous dealers don't stand up to scrutiny under an intelligent eye, which is why they're never found on the dealer's website or in advertising for cars. Have you noticed that? Not a word to be found on anything you're offered in finance, and that's a clue. To you dealers who are tempted to defend these products, the insurance policies and fees, then let's have it all out there for the public to see well before a car deal. Get it on your website. Get it on the ads, blast it out on social media, make it a part of the public discussion well before finance, and then I'll believe you that you're not trying to rip people off. Today we're going to talk about behind-the-scenes stuff and why it's non-public stuff that you have to be aware of. These are the real secrets of car dealers. We've been teaching car dealer secrets in different ways here on the Homework Guy channel, so you may have heard this stuff in different forms before, but today we're going to put it all together in one compact message. Back in a moment, right after this short message from the Homework Guy team.
If you're a first-timer on the Homework Guy channel, consider subscribing and leaving us a comment below. Add hashtag the Homework Guy if you'd like a response directly from Kevin or one of the Homework Guy staff members. We're always glad to help our loyal followers, and the best part is, there's no charge. You can also email the team at info@thehomeworkguy.com with a specific question, or if you'd like a free contract review, just black out your personal information and send it to us. We'd love to hear from you. Just be aware that we do get a lot of requests, so just be patient while you wait for a response. Back to you, Kevin.
Of all the secrets car dealers don't want you to know, how they make money tops the list. And then there's a big mistake that many of you make that plays right into their hands. You see, many of you think that the big wad of cash the dealer is going to make off you has to do with the price of the car. And dealers absolutely love you for thinking that. I've already pointed out to you that there are products and fees that the dealer keeps private. So think carefully about what they put out there for the whole world to see and why car dealers want you to focus on it. The information that is most public of anything car dealers advertise is actually the price of the car. Price is not a secret, which should be a clue to every car buyer. Car price is right out in the open for the whole world to see by literally every car listed by every car dealer everywhere. This isn't a public confession of any sort. In fact, they not only want you to know what the price is, they want you to focus on it, obsess over it, negotiate it, and then naturally, because you think you're done, you let your guard down when you're satisfied with price. You thought you were winning at that point because you had the price you wanted, and when in fact, it's the beginning of a lot of losing for most of you. You must know how a car dealer makes money. Let's recap because price is so ingrained into car buyer thinking that some of you have already forgotten what I just said. Every bit of dealer advertising, car price or 0% financing, is designed to get you to look at the things that are small parts of dealer profits. The dealer taught you to focus on it through advertising and promotions. It's the small stuff that you have your eye on when you arrive at the dealership, the small stuff everyone knows about. And then you breathe a sigh of relief when all the small stuff is cool. Do you follow me? All right. Secret number one. Let's discuss how and where a car dealer is making that huge wad of cash. Here we go. A, the sale of the car, which is price, is typically 20 to 30% of their total profits in a car deal. That's it. On average, it's only a quarter of the money the dealer is going to make off you. It's lower on new cars and a bit higher on used cars, but that is the average. The secret you must know is that 70 to 80% of the money comes from 4 other places: finance, accessories, parts department, service. These last 4 departments combine for the biggest chunk of cash, and the biggest of these 4 per car is definitely finance. The finance office, where, if you happen to land at a bad car dealer, will be the home of the most unscrupulous person in the entire dealership. This leads up to secret number 2. Car dealers have long wanted buyers to believe that once you sign that contract, you're stuck. There's no turning back. Not true. This is one of the biggest secrets they do not want you to know. The truth is that you're stuck with some things, but many others you're definitely not. The old belief that you signed and drove away, so it's yours, that nonsense circulating out there is the reason that most of you car buyers rarely do anything about a messed up car deal, and yet you could. You just curse your bad luck until 3 to 4 years down the road, you try to run this gauntlet again. So don't miss this lesson. You are not stuck with a lot of stuff the finance office saddles you with, and we're going to help you understand exactly what those things are. Before we get into what you can cancel after the fact, I'm talking about days, weeks, or even years later. Let's start with something very important that you must have solidly under your belt. You've heard me say this before. In fact, we did a video on it, but it warrants repeating. Know what the actual state fees are on your car, like tax, title, license, registration fees. And don't fall for fake fees. Make sure you see our video on 11 fake fees. Dealers put fees into your car deal for 2 reasons. 1, to pack in more profits, and 2, because fees cannot be canceled after you jump into your new car and your back tires leave the parking lot. Once that contract goes down the road, that fake fee can never be refunded, and that's why dealers love fees. This brings us to secret number 3. No car deal is finalized until you sign the paperwork and take delivery of the car. That's really key to know. A legally binding contract requires offer, acceptance, and consideration. The dealer makes an offer of the car at a given price and financing at a given rate. At whatever point, you accept the offer and sign. That's parts 1 and 2. To be a legal contract, you are required to take delivery of the car, and that's the 3rd part, consideration. You must take delivery of the car and drive it off the lot. Until then, you don't have a contract. Now, how do you use this little secret to your advantage? The fact is that you must drive the car away to finalize the deal. Understand that? So here it is. Always do a contract review by phoning a friend. Don't ever forget this. Do a contract review with the phone a friend method before you leave the dealership. The best time and place to fix your car deal, if you did indeed screw up in finance, is to use the phone a friend technique, either while you're still in finance or before you leave the dealership. You have the paperwork in your hand. Don't get in your car and drive away. Not yet. If you waited until you're outside of finance, you're also out of the hot seat, and there's no pressure now, and it's not too late to look at it again. You should have a trusted friend available in advance who can pick up the phone when you call and review the contract before you leave the dealership. When you're considering who you'd like to call, preferably pick someone that knows about cars. Even better, someone who has experience with good deals from dealers. Having someone else help you look over the contract who is objective and has an eye for detail can make all the difference in the world. They can help you turn a bad deal into a much better car deal. Take a picture of the documents you signed and send them to your friend. Then call them and comb it over. Do this before you leave the dealership. That's really key. Do it before you leave the dealership. Secret number 4. Many products sold to you in the finance office can be canceled well after the fact. You've left the dealership. Maybe you figured out a day later, a week, a month, or even a year later that you let the finance officer sell you things you shouldn't have bought. Get back to the dealer and cancel this stuff right now. Here's a partial list of things you can cancel well after the fact, no matter what contract you signed. They are known as product cancellations or chargebacks. Number 1, insurance or coverage of any kind can be canceled at any time for any reason. This includes gap insurance, tire and wheel protection, disability protection, life insurance, key fob insurance, glass protection, excessive wear and tear protection, maybe even stupidity insurance, just to name a few. If it sounds like insurance, it can be canceled. Number 2, extended warranties, prepaid maintenance plans, service plans of any kind. All of them can be canceled for a full or partial refund. How much money you get back depends on how long after the sale you waited to cancel the stuff. It's the next day, the next week, or next month, you'll get all of your money. But several months or a year later, you'll get a prorated amount. 2 or 3 years later, there's still some money coming back if you didn't use it. Now, go get it. It's your money. Third are theft protection programs, especially window etching, VTR, or anything that involves numbers etched on your glass. Cancel it. This is purely a junk policy, no matter what they tell you. Make it go away. Go get your money back. You generally can't cancel things like paint protection or fabric protection because somebody sprayed that stuff on the exterior of your car or on your seats. If you get back to the dealer immediately, They are likely to offer you a few dollars off these products, but you generally can't back out of them after the fact. Aside from those two things, literally anything that sounds like protection, insurance, warranty of any kind can be canceled anytime you want, days, weeks, months, or even years later. As I said, they are called chargebacks or product cancellations, and you have the right to cancel them at any time for any reason. Wow! Wasn't that a great secret to know? Secret number 5. You can refinance your car loan anytime you want. You are not stuck with the loan the car dealer put you in. You see, car loan refinancing doesn't have closing costs like home mortgages, which means you can and should refinance a car deal at any time that you think the rate or the term isn't what you expected. There's no cost to do this. There's a little caveat you should know, however. You need to get rid of any unneeded junk from the loan before you refinance. And if you're asking another bank to roll a bunch of fat into that loan that has nothing to do with the value of the vehicle, that could be a little tough. So fix that first, as pointed out in tip number 4, and then refinance the loan with your own bank. Secret number 6, early loan payoff. Don't like the loan terms you got or just wanted to pay cash? Well, pay it off early. Many finance officers will tell you that you should keep the loan at least 90 days or more, but that's mostly bull. In almost every case, you can send the money in and get that monkey off your back. Check for fine print that addresses early termination or potential penalty clauses, but for the most part, you're good to go, pay it off, and drive your new or used vehicle worry-free. As our return viewers know, there are tons of videos here on the Homework Guy channel that you can learn from. Some of you post questions in the comment sections that we addressed on videos quite some time ago on the channel. No problem doing that, but make sure you check out all of our great videos. We've done a lot of work to help you out. Use the resources that we've put out there for you. All right, if you learned something today and appreciated the video, consider giving us that big thumbs up and leave a comment down below. Make sure you include hashtag the Homework Guy. Share the video on social media with your friends, and make sure to join us on Facebook and Twitter too. We post notifications and other updates on our other social media sites and answer car buyer questions there too. If you love what we do and want to say thanks, well, here are the links for PayPal and Cash App showing up on the screen, and they're very easy to find in the description box down below. Can't do a tip? No problem. You can say thanks by sharing our videos with your family and friends and by encouraging others to subscribe to the channel. That's huge. It's one of the most important things you can do as a loyal follower and viewer on the channel. We appreciate everything that you do to help us get the word out and defeat the bad guys still hanging on in the car business who haven't learned that fairness and honesty is the best business model. Thanks everyone for coming back. We'll see you on our next video. You guys rock. I'm Kevin Hunter. Until next time, take care everyone.